The PCB Uniaxial Accelerometer instructional video. First, you need to get down the sensor cables, which are coiled around these foam cones for protection. Next, grab the 4 accelerometers, which are located in a plastic bag inside the same cabinet. On the front of each box is a sticker that contains the model and serial number of the accelerometer inside it. Each accelerometer has its specific serial number etched onto the face of it. It is your job to make sure the serial number on the accelerometer matches the serial number on the box. The sensor cable is very sensitive to kinks, which is why it's kept coiled on the cones. Please make sure as you're taking the cable off that you keep it kink-free. This is a junction box which is used to connect devices to the computer. These 3 boxes are the amplifier boxes for the accelerometer. With multiple devices, it's sometimes necessary to add tags to the cables. The amplifier front and the amplifier back, the cables necessary for connecting the accelerometer. First, assemble everything you need at the command center. Take the accelerometer out of the box and make sure the serial numbers match up, then remove the rubber cap from the end. If the serial number does not match, please find the necessary box and reunite the box and the correct accelerometer together. With the correct accelerometer, it is now time to connect everything. First, we need to screw the sensor cable onto the back of the accelerometer, being careful not to over-torque the cable or kink the cable. Once connected, we unwind the sensor cable and connect it to the back of the amplifier at the sensor input. This screws on as well. Next, we screw a BNC coaxial cable to the output of the amplifier box. And then we screw the other end into one of the ports on top of the junction box. It is important to note which port you screw the BNC cable into on the junction box. Then we need to turn on the amplifier box. You hit the switch on the front of the box and then you'll see the gauge turn on. With the accelerometer box in hand, open the BioWare software. Go to Setup at the top, Hardware, Devices. This brings up the menu with all the devices. Find the necessary one by the serial number which is found on the front of the box you have in your hand. If you select the wrong device, the computer won't communicate properly and your data will have errors in it. Hit the Add to Active list. It'll ask you what channel the device is on. If you have multiple devices, make sure to connect them all. To acquire data, go to the Data menu at the top and down to Acquire Trial. Once in this menu, you can select the length of recording as well as the frequency at which you're recording. This demo will record for 3 seconds at 200 Hz. Once set up, hit Start in the bottom right. The software will connect with the accelerometer and then you hit OK to begin recording. It will record for the set duration, so in this case for 3 seconds. Once done, the data trial pops up. It looks like this. Pay special attention to the scale on the left to make sure you didn't record blink noise. This is what blink noise looks like if you pay attention to the scale. If you need to, you can always re-record a trial. Just go back through the data acquisition like we told you before. Hit OK, it'll record, and now your new data set will pop up. To save the data, go to File, Save As, and select the folder you wish to save the data in. If the folder is not there, create one in the directory you choose. Once you're in the correct folder, name it. Use a logical name like Subject 1, Condition 1, Trial 1, or Trial 2, whatever it happens to be. Once named, we save it twice. One is a .dat, which is a BioWare file, and then once is a text file, which is .txt. Saving as a TXT is exporting the data. Make sure it's good to go. You hit export and then it'll close. When done, it's time to turn everything off. Turn off the amplifier and then disconnect the accelerometer from the sensor wire. Once you get the accelerometer disconnected, you need to place a rubber cap back on it and put it back in the correct box and click the box shut. Then unscrew the BNC cable from the junction box as well as from the back of the amplifier box. And you coil the cable and put the cable back on the hook you found it on. Now we need to disconnect the sensor wire from the back of the amplifier. Carefully coil it so as not to kink the cable, and then you re-wrap it with the cable tie to hold the cable together. Once secured, you put the cable back on the foam cone, and you put that foam cone back in the cabinet you got it from, making sure to put all the sensor wires back. Now we need to put all the accelerometer boxes back in the pink plastic bag. And once that's done, you seal the bag and you put that bag back in the cabinet as well. Once everything is put away, you close the cabinets and have a good day.